like this.
You never did a podcast?
No, I never did it.
How many?
But I never really even watched the part. I mean, I have like seen clips. But I never sat down and watched a whole.
But one thing about podcasts is you have to have the mic in front of you when you speak. We're live right now.
Oh, we live right now? Okay.
Come on, can you put it closer and then shift it down like so your face is there? You go, perfect, right there. You chilling, right?
Yeah.
You comfortable, right?
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, we're live. The All-Star MMA live show. We are sponsored by the All-Star app. Please go in the descriptions, download the app, make picks on UFC fights. You can make points and then win prizes. Also, you could customize the app for any sport that you enjoy. Get all the news, everything from all the major sites, and enjoy the app. Yeah, so we back for another show Monday. Some technical difficulties, so we skipped Monday, but we back Thursday with a couple new guests, new faces. Kamoy Anderson. Hey, what are you doing here, man? You're in Phuket. I've seen you here before, I think maybe one time, but I know you've been out here a bunch of times.
Thailand is my home away from home. It's to the point where I come out here so often. I'm like, shit, I might as well just move out here. I'm always out here. Might as well just live here, right?
Yeah. Right? I see him out here all the time.
Right.
I thought you did live out here.
See, I'm out here so much. They thought I already lived here.
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks when they come out here, right? That's what everybody wants. They want to move out here. They want to stay out here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do. But anyways, you're out here for just some training or?
Yeah, I'm out here. Even though it's vacation, it's still training, like traincation. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I go to relax or just chill, there has to be a gym. Like I just have to incorporate training in any kind of vacation style.
For sure, and you got some competing.
Yes, and it even worked out even better. Like my schedule, the timing of my trip worked out good because I came out here where there's some competitions out here. The first thing I did was the gym Bang Tao. They did their fight night, so I had a match on that day, and then we got the ADCC Open out here is coming up.
Nice. What do you think about the ADCC Open, man?
I think it's pretty cool, man. I like the fact that they bring it out here to Thailand.
Yeah.
I think that's cool because all over there's a lot of good, talented guys all over, but they just don't have the platform to like showcase their skills. So I'm excited for it, man. Mix it up with some Russians.
That's pretty good.
A lot of Russians on the island nowadays. There's a decent prize money too on the ADCCs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that when I went and looked at it.
What is it?
They're doing at least, I think, 50,000 baht for the absolute winner.
Yeah. That's a little decent chunk of change.
A little something for the pockets.
Yeah, for the pockets, right? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna definitely have to go check that out. The ADCCs.
Show my leg lock skills out there.
Leg lock skills. Yeah. Quentin, what you been up to, man? Like, you've never done a podcast before. That's wild to me.
Done a podcast.
And I guess it's not wild because there was the pandemic was going on for a long time. So
man, that pandemic was like 5 years ago.
Don't even talk about it. It's been a minute ago.
Yeah, that was crazy. But what you been up to?
Training, man. Still at Bang Tao, still good. I think recently I'm doing the tattoos. That's new. I'm apprenticing at Crypto Inc.
Oh shit!
Right down the street from the gym, bro.
Yes, shout out to Crypto Inc. Go there if you're in Bang Tao. Get some work done. Phenomenal people. All right, let's get into the first topic of the night. The UFC. They switched up the drug testing, I guess, entity, which it used to be USADA. Now it is DFSI, Drug Free Sports International. Basically, Drug Free Sports International is like a company that does like other major sports as well. I believe they do like NFL, NBA, And when we look at those sports and they're saying that they drug test those sports, I'm kind of skeptical because look at the NFL. You think I don't know. What do you guys think about the NFL? Do you think the NFL people are juicing?
No, I think they're clean, man. And if they are juicing, they doing it so well to the point it's under the radar. And the reason why I say I think it's clean because from college, NCAA, they testing. So if you made it through NCAA clean and got drafted, I would assume you know,
Yeah,
you
but
starting your pro career clean also.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
my thought on it.
But you know, the other way that I look at it as well in the NFL is like that's a great perspective. But I look at it as like when you get to the NFL, now you got now you got the money. You know what I mean? If you're a decent player, you're gonna get bigger contracts, bigger money, and bigger money means better doctors, stuff like that is going on. You know,
Right, but it also means more to lose if you get caught juicing.
That's true. That's true. And what do you guys think of them taking over the drug testing? Because USADA, the reason why they got basically fired by the UFC was over a dispute, right? You know, a lot of people point to Conor McGregor for it, but you know, like bringing him back without testing him for 6 months,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that.
heard
So, you know, I've been talking to UFC fighters, you know what I mean? There's been a bunch of UFC events already, so I've been interviewing fighters, and, you know, I asked them about if, you know, the drug testing, and some of them say it's like not as professional. I don't really care if it's not as professional. I just want them to be tested just like they were tested in the past, right?
Yeah.
And in fighting, you definitely need to be tested. Now, I want to turn my attention to the grappling world because I think it's more interesting in that world because there's people obviously juiced, like obviously juiced, right? Like extremely.
Oh yeah.
In grappling, right? And I don't know, is it fair?
It's kind of hard to say it's not fair because it's legal.
Mhm.
So how can you say something that's allowed is not fair? Everybody have the opportunity to even the playing field if they want to. So you choose not to do it. Can we say it's unfair if it's, you know what I'm saying? It's legal.
It's your choice. It's like anything else, right? It's like it's like a diet, you know.
Yeah,
It's like
but it's kind of the same thing like rapping. You can't say you're the greatest rapper of all time if you're not writing your own rhymes.
I feel like I'm in the booth right now with this.
a
You feel me?
So with that being said, if you winning shit on the juice, it's kind of hard to claim you're the greatest grappler of all time if you enhance. So, but hey, man, as the spectators, the people that's watching, we just want to see good matches, man. People don't care who's juicing; they want to see their favorite grapplers go out there and put on a good show.
What are the conversations like on the mats, though?
If you lose,
what the comments? I don't think there's any conversations.
There's never people like, you know, like at the jiu-jitsu schools
that's being
talking
accused.
About, no, not being accused, but just talking about that.
Nah, man, I don't think so. I mean, people just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Damn. The only people that would care is if you lose to somebody that's juicing. Now you got something to say because you just lost.
Okay, so
but unless you're going against somebody that's also juicing, there's not going to be a dispute. The only people that's disputing is the people that's losing to guys that's on steroids.
Does what shows test the fighters?
I know IBJJF in certain tournaments they do testing only for the champions though, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
Wait, these are the champions, only the people on the podium, first, second, and third, which is kind of weird. But it's only their biggest tournament, so that means any other tournaments all good. But when it comes to the biggest tournament, they might do some random drug testing.
Okay.
But they're the only one that I know of. Actually, I think one championship, I think they do testing also. One they have grappling now, and I've seen some of the guys that compete on one, they have been tested.
Yeah. Well, what is it, Mikey Musumeci, right? Yeah. He's the one that came out and said, like, he's the one who came out and showed his test results.
I mean, nobody even asked him to see that.
Yeah,
I don't know why he popped that out for.
I know.
I didn't ask to see that.
You know, if you were pregnant, then that would be a different story. We might want to see that. But I'm saying, like, yeah, nobody really asked him to do it, but he just put it out there saying, like,
you're making sure, yo.
It's almost like he's like, yo, the promotion is testing everybody.
And, nah, when they do that, they're just trying to do it to show them I'm natural and I can still win. But still, nobody asks you.
Yeah. But when you think about it, is he competing against the best people in his weight class?
He's not, and everybody knows that. I don't think when it comes to Mikey, I don't think he wants to compete against the best people. And the reason I say that is because he got many invites to ADCC World Championship. He didn't even have to do trials or nothing. Straight invite to the Worlds. And something always goes wrong or he always declines to the point where they're like, all right, we're not getting bothered with this guy no more. So that just tells me like, which is nothing wrong. Some people they satisfied with just doing whatever they're doing, making their money, blowing up, getting their brand out there. So it's not a big deal, but I just don't think he wants to fight the best people in the world when it comes to just him.
Yeah, you can't really talk about him as being one of the best in the world. I look at it like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can't. He's getting paid. He's probably getting paid more than anybody.
Yeah, he's getting paid
in grappling. He might be getting paid. Like he's getting those 50K bonuses like it ain't nothing, right?
He's getting paid. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's getting paid, but yeah, it's hard to put him in the conversation when he's not competing against the other guys that are the top.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever in the conversation though.
Okay.
I mean, before he joined and won ONE FC, he was in the conversation, but once he joined over there, he's kind of not really spoken about no more when it comes to who's the top grappler in that weight class.
Yeah, because when you think about the top grapplers in one championship, you think of Mikey, you think of that are not fighting MMA, right? You think of Mikey, you think of the Rotolo brothers, you think of Daniel Kelly to a certain point, right?
I feel like that's all they have, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I really feel like that's all they have, and they just bring people in to just fight those three.
That's what it seems like, right? And it's like they need to start branching out. They need to start signing.
Which I understand because their main focus is not grappling. They just have like 1 or 2 grappling matches on
showcase. It's like a showcase because hey, we're a martial arts organization, so we have to have all the martial arts in there. Because I know people that would love to sign with ONE Championship, but they just never reach out to them. It's just like if people are wanting to sign with you, I would think that you'd want to go sign these people that are really legit competitors.
I think the reason for that is maybe because they probably feel like if they can spend so much money on this grappler, they just want to stick to just whoever's the best grappler at that time.
What'd you think of the Shinya Mikey match?
I don't really think nothing of it. How old is that guy right now?
Shinya?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
Yeah. Does he still fight MMA?
Yeah, he just fought and beat John Lineker.
Okay, yeah, I don't really. Once again, I'm sure that's not his main focus. Is not jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So Mikey beating him doesn't really mean nothing to the jiu-jitsu community.
Because he's been fighting MMA guys, and when I look at that, and I'm thinking, it's not like you're the favorite heading into a match with an MMA guy,
right?
You know what I mean? Like I used to put a lot of stock into it. Yeah. I used to put a lot of stock into it, but now I don't put any stock into it because I've seen the specialists go against the MMA fighters, and the specialist 9 out of 10 times wins.
Right. Because that's just how it is,
Just go, man. What are you doing? Just go. You're trying to be all sneaky. Why are you trying to be all sneaky and shit? Well, you turn to the left, lefty loosey, and then you open the door.
I thought I had to be quiet. On the way out, I'm like,
all right.
First time on the podcast, guys. First
time this guy orders food like 10 minutes before the show starts. Hey, yeah. So what was he saying? What were we talking about? We were talking about the drug testing. Oh yeah. But anyways, going back to the drug testing and grappling, do you think it's good now, or do you feel like testing should be introduced if we want to go to the next level of being a more respect? Like that's what MMA did.
Nah, man. I think I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, if it is introduced, cool, but at the end of the day, it's still not gonna work because not like every single tournament is gonna get tested. It's only gonna be specific tournament.
Yeah.
So guys that don't want to get tested, they just won't do those tournaments as testing.
That's true. There's too many tournaments, right?
Right.
And you get to choose where all the tournaments are. Do you ever see do you ever see a time when there would be a UFC like organization for grapplers?
Yeah, man, I see that because UFC Fight Pass, they started to do jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if Fight Pass is testing. Probably not.
But it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I feel like in a few years maybe we'll get to like a UFC style where everything is done in a very clean, professional way.
Like what it's called the Fight Pass Invitational.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they've been having. Yeah, I noticed they've been having a lot of those, and also they also been doing those quintets. Have you done the quintets yet?
No, not the one that you thinking of. The one that they usually do in Japan.
Yeah.
Nah, I never did one of those.
Never done.
Those were pretty cool though.
Yeah, they do, right?
Yeah.
10th Plan's been involved in a few of them, right?
Yeah, I think they've been in all of them actually.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Yeah. So, but then, what do you think of like drug testing and MMA then?
I feel like in MMA, yeah, that's definitely needed 100% because you know you can't have people super handsed up. You know, everybody already cutting weight to get an advantage. Imagine cutting weight and juiced up at the same time. Yeah, I feel like MMA definitely because I don't know. I always feel like you never know. You could lose your life in MMA, and it's gonna suck if you lose your life to somebody that was on steroids.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is something that, you know, if something legally, you know what I mean, there could be something to that, right? If something does happen.
Right,
like that.
exactly.
And man, that'd be a complete fucking shitstorm for the organization, especially if it happened in the UFC, like the #1 organization in the world.
Yeah.
It would be insane. Yeah, it's crazy. But then, you know, there's the whole lawsuit with Mark Hunt.
That's still going on?
Yeah, with Mark Hunt and Brock Lesnar.
That shit been going on
forever. Yeah, and it's like now they're getting a little. I guess there's another lawsuit, right, with a bunch of other fighters.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that one is actually kind of like moving forward a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think I believe Mark is moving forward with that.
But why is Brock Lesnar involved in that lawsuit?
Because
no, I understand what Mark Hunt is suing for, but what they got to do with Brock?
I don't think he's suing Brock. He's suing the UFC. I think it's UFC and the organization, the brass up there. But yeah, drug testing is always gonna, because I don't know, man. In other sports, people don't talk about drug testing. I don't think as much, right?
No, I don't think so because maybe it's not as needed in other sports. Because think about it, the sports that people are most likely on steroids is like combat sports where everybody wanted an edge. Yeah. Nobody's cutting weight in baseball. You know what I'm saying? People just coming out there to play with their natural talents. So combat sports is a sport where everybody wants that edge.
Yeah. And you're beating on people, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I guess that's a major difference. That's why I think like football is probably like one of the closest things, because they're crashing every play of the game pretty much against something.
Right, but instead of steroids and football, just go to the gym, get bigger.
Yeah.
Work harder than that other guy. That's how you get your edge.
But you know what?
And then working out, being in the gym is pretty much part of the football culture. So if you juiced up and you just don't, in the gym as you're supposed to be, then it's like, what are you even playing football for? You're not doing the things that, that's a part of the whole football culture.
Yeah. Did you play football when you were younger?
I mean, I played for fun, but nothing serious.
Okay.
Played outside and shit.
All right. Okay, so there's also this like argument, right? So let's say you got like a catastrophic injury, right? Like a Conor McGregor stuff, like you broke your leg, right? And in my eyes, I think if you need to take the steroids that the hospital provides for you to recover faster, recover better, I think you should be allowed to take those steroids.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why people are like getting at Conor, because you could tell he's on something extra, right?
Can you tell that?
Yeah, well, that's true. He just looks bigger. His head's bigger.
See, that's the thing about combat sports. Whenever somebody's body just changes, everybody assumes something. That don't mean nothing. What if the man haven't been fighting, so he just been lifting on his off time? What if that's just what he looks like when he's not cutting weight to 145, 155? What if Conor on the off season without cutting weight is just jacked and bigger? We can't always assume somebody's on steroids because they just bigger than everybody else or bigger than they was 6 months ago.
True. But like, going back to the recovery thing though. The recovery thing. Like if you get an injury, like you have to because I think some types of steroids you're being prevented from using because of the drug testing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's a great area, man. There should be specific. There should be like certain stuff you should be able to do for recovery. Like if you get it approved by the UFC doctors or whoever signing things off, then there should be like a process where before you get something from a doctor, you run it by the UFC or whoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to many people.
But I guess the reason why they probably don't even want to do that because there's always gonna be a way to be sneaky about something.
Yeah, for sure.
You just never know. People start paying doctors to write doctor notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Never know.
It's not that difficult to write doctor's notes, right? Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to watch like how like they do the drug testing and how they handle the interpretation of the results on the fighters, right?
Yeah.
I just don't want people to get falsely accused because that's what happened in USADA. Is like people got falsely accused.
I mean, who cares who's getting accused though? Anybody could accuse anybody of whatever, but what they can do about it?
Well, the thing is like they suspend the fighter, and
that's not on steroids.
Yeah, like they get a test result, and then it's from tainted supplements or something like that.
That's not falsely accused. That means you took something that you didn't run by UFC or.
But they have proof. They have proof that it was.
You still took something that you're not supposed to take. It's every fighter's responsibility to check every supplement, and if you're not sure, just run it by the people at the UFC. So you don't do that, then that's on you.
Makes sense. But like sometimes you take something, but you're right. There's a list that they get of like supplements that they can take and what
even if you're not sure if one of your supplements have some kind of banned substance in it, just do your due diligence and just fucking double check. It's that easy. As an adult, as a professional, it's your responsibility to do these things.
Fair, man. Okay, now let's switch gears on to this weight gain thing. So Jeff Neal, he fights at 170. He weighs in at 170 and then steps into the cage at 200 pounds, which is an increase of 18% of his body weight.
Okay.
What do you cut weight for any competition?
Yeah.
And what's the most you've cut?
Like 15 pounds.
And is that hard for you?
Yeah.
And what's the most you've gained after the weight cut?
I have no idea, man. I don't really be monitoring it like that.
You have no idea?
Nah.
Okay. But what do you think of that? Like,
I don't think anything of it, man. I feel like that's just a part of the culture. That's pretty normal. That's not the first time that have happened. That's pretty normal. It's not much to it. I mean, you could look as a fan, you could look at it and be like, wow. But at the end of the day, that is pretty normal.
So you've seen or you've heard things.
Yeah, it happens all the time. That's the whole point of cutting weight. Because fighters want to rehydrate and come in bigger and stronger than the opponent. Look at a guy like Aljamain Sterling. Like, what was he fighting at 135?
Yeah.
That guy walks around like at 170, 180. Jeez. How much do you think he's weighing when it's time to fight?
Man, I'm weighing like that much. I could not imagine myself getting down to 135.
They got it, man. These professionals, they have the nutritionists, they got all the right everything to get the job done.
Are you like naturally? Is your genetics good to the point where you can like have it? Do you follow a diet or do you just kind of have your own thing?
Not really, man. Not like I'm supposed to. The only time I'm really dieting and eating right is when I'm getting ready with something. When I'm cutting, that's when I gotta eat right and do things.
So you're in the middle of that right now?
No,
not
right now. Maybe when I'm like 5 days away from the tournament.
Oh, is that when you start everything?
Yeah.
Do you follow like a strict protocol when you do everything?
No, I'm just cutting calories and drinking more water, things like that.
Just basic.
Starving, dying.
Have you tried other ways, but it just didn't work for you?
No, that's
That's
just what I've been
that's just
doing
what it-
since I was a teenager in high school.
All right, Quentin.
You wrestle?
Yeah.
Quentin,
Yeah.
you don't follow any diet. This dude doesn't even lift weights.
Yes, I do.
He doesn't even
Listen.
lift weights, and he's
I
just
lift.
like he has a 6-pack.
Nah.
His chest is ripped. He got
Genetics, man.
biceps. Like
I work hard though, bro.
I know
I was so
train
skinny
hard.
growing up. When I was like 13, when I started wrestling,
Yeah.
I was like a really skinny kid. I think I was like around 16. I started getting like putting some weight on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What y'all talking about before cutting weight?
Yeah, we're talking about the weight gain of 30 pounds. Like how much? What's the most you cut?
Weight gain. 20 pounds.
20 pounds. And then how much? Do you know how much you got?
I did that
weighed
about-
again? Like after the 20 pounds?
Not that much over,
Yeah.
man. That time I was amateur. That fight was like same day weigh-in, same fight. Yeah. Fight, same day weigh-in.
Have you ever had any like scary weight cuts?
That one.
That one was scary.
Yeah. That one was scary, bro. Because I was starving and stuff. Like not eating. I think I did it bad.
You just stopped eating.
Yeah. For like,
And how'd you feel?
like shit. Oh, felt terrible. Can we curse on it?
Yeah, you could curse.
Oh, we can curse?
Yeah, you could curse.
See, I don't know nothing
Yeah, but
about this.
yeah, that's what about you? What's the word? Have you had real like terrible weight cuts?
I don't know. I feel like they all terrible, man. Like, no weight cut ever felt good. Nah, not at all. None of them ever felt good.
I had an easy one though. Like when I'm like training 2-3 times a day, I'm walking like super light.
What weight do you fight at?
70.
70? What lightweight?
70? No way.
Can you
but-
believe it?
Bro, you small as hell.
Hey, having them boys.
I
Don't
thought you-
play out there, boy.
How much you weigh right now?
I get down there in the months. That's it.
How much you weigh right now?
So I'm like
This guy do not fight at 70.
5'7". That's crazy. I'm like 73.
Yeah, are we
72.
talking about kilos or
Kilo.
talking about
Kilo.
70? Oh, okay, that's
155, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
dang,
thinking
you
he's
know
talking
what?
about.
Welterweight.
I think he's talking about welterweight. I'm like,
My bad.
fuck no, you
Yeah,
don't fight
yeah.
that welterweight.
I see welterweights like double your size.
Right.
Oh no.
Which is big as shit. Even lightweights though, like Chandler, he was weighing at like 190, 195 when he starts camp. That's
Right.
crazy. But like you just said earlier, it doesn't surprise me that the dude gained 30 pounds back.
Just a part of the game, man.
Yeah. So it shouldn't even
Fight night.
it shouldn't even be news. It's
Yeah.
just like whatever.
Was
like,
that news?
I mean,
Yeah, it was on the news. Like
Why?
people writing articles about it.
That's every UFC fighter, man.
Yeah, it's just I guess whoever wrote this article, you guys need to stop writing articles about.
I guess they
obvious things.
just looking for something. I mean, these articles they gotta look for something
Yeah.
to talk about, right?
True. They'll write articles about anything, man. To be honest. But yeah, I guess 30 pounds is nothing different. You know what I mean? Some people gain less. You know what I
30
mean?
pounds, so
But-
that shit.
All right, so
That's a big deal.
so now there's these rumors flying around about a 165-pound division they're gonna create for basically what everybody thinks is they're gonna create it for Conor McGregor when he returns against Michael Chandler. 165-pound division. Basically, what it is a super lightweight division.
That's stupid.
What's
What's a super lightweight division?
165.
I mean, I guess I don't really care. It's gonna weird things gonna happen because now you're gonna have fighters that fight at 170 and they can be bouncing around divisions. Fighters that fight at 55 can be bouncing up and down. It's gonna create some kind of chaos unless they strict about it and keep people in their division and bringing like a whole new group of guys for 165.
Yeah, I think if they do create it, they will probably be strict about it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want people bouncing. But the thing is, like, if you're popular enough, you could do whatever the hell you want.
But it's only
You know what I mean? That's what fighting is about. If you're popular enough, you draw enough eyes, you could do whatever the hell you want. If you're the champ, you can go up divisions, down divisions.
That's 5 pounds though. It's nothing.
But it's like they would have to change.
Same guys fighting the same guys.
They would have to change 170 to 175, right?
Yeah, but what about 185?
It stays at 185.
Oh, the 10 pounds difference.
Yeah, just 10-pound difference.
Yeah, I don't think they can do it. I really don't think they can make a 165 division.
It's just not enough.
They just not gonna do it. They can't just do that for one fighter that's coming just
Yeah.
for. I mean, what they can do, they could create a catchweight fight. I want to see one. I'm pretty sure they've done that before. Pretty sure they've done catchweight before.
Oh, for sure, they've done it.
Especially if it's a Conor McGregor fight, which is pretty much gonna be more like a spectacle than somebody trying to climb a division to get a belt or something.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Everything's a spectacle with Conor McGregor. That's why, you know, there's these rumors flying around about a new title, because if he wins that belt, he'll be the first person in UFC history to have 3 belts in 3 different divisions, right?
Yeah.
So it's I think it kind of makes sense how outrageous it is, and that's what they want to do. And the thing is, like, is Conor McGregor, like, in your eyes, is Conor McGregor still a draw?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That man is a freaking draw. He's a draw. Win or lose, he's a draw. People want to see Conor fight. People want to hear him talk. He is a draw, 100%.
You think he beats Chandler?
Nah, I don't think he can beat Chandler. Chandler just have a style that Conor's not good at. Chandler's too much pressure, too much in your face, heavy hitting, and then he could take a shot too. So he's not like, I feel like the guys that Conor gonna be good against is guys that have like a Muay Thai style, a guy that's like, you know, slowly striking, but somebody that's putting pressure on you in your face, he's not gonna do good at that. Like a Dustin Poirier kind of guy that's coming forward, pressure. He's not.
How was this fight? He fought Chad Mendez, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
He beat him.
I think
he knocked him out.
But how was
It was on short
Mendez
notice.
style?
Mendez came in on like
he was
1 week notice or something.
I can't remember the fight, but I think I remember. Like,
yeah, he wrestled him at the start, but then he gassed, and then Conor beat him. He knocked him out, right? So, but yeah, like, I think that they're just to me, the UFC is just gonna create something for Conor McGregor to come back. I don't know if it's gonna be like a catchweight or like a BMF
right, but
style.
According to Dana, Conor will come back when he want to come back. It's not a UFC thing. It's just a Conor thing. You know, the guy's busy. He's rich. Like, what's the motivation? It takes a lot of motivation to get into a camp to get ready. It takes a lot. And a lot of these guys in the UFC, their motivation is making money.
Yeah.
But if you're already rich, what are you motivating for? Especially if you're not trying to be a full-time fighter to climb the ranks. So and it's not like it's a title fight. Not like you can say, all right, let me come back for this one fight, win a belt, hanging up on my wall, and just retire. You're just coming back just to prove something to other people. It's really not much for him to gain in that fight, to be honest. I feel like if it was a title fight, he would have been way more motivated for it.
The UFC definitely wants him back, but I can see Conor. He holds all the marbles, man. He holds like all the power. You know what I mean? Like, when he got hurt and he broke his leg, I automatically thought that he would never come back. Never. Like, it's over.
I mean, when that happened, he was already fake retired already.
Yeah.
So every Conor fight, unless he wins, you never know if he's coming back or not.
You don't. But people love him, man. I think if he doesn't come back, he doesn't come back. Like, it's not like, you know, like I'm waiting for him to return or some shit like that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
The only person that I really want to see fight frequently is John Jones.
And he might not even come back. That's the crazy part too.
I don't know what that he's. I don't know what none of these guys doing.
Like,
I don't know.
John Jones really doesn't have nothing to prove.
Yeah, he wanna beat Stipe at heavyweight though. I think after that he might retire, but let's see. The fight was made and Jones got hurt.
Did you see Jones when he was here?
Nah, I was out of town when he
seen him. Oh, it's crazy.
And John Jones.
Techniques he showed him.
Yeah, he's a trip, man. But yeah, I think if they create a division, I think it's all good. The reason why I say that is because the more belts, the more money fighters can get. More divisions, more money, more belts. I look at it like that. Like I agree on anything that allows the fighter to make more money. That's what I agree.
They can still make money fighting at 155 and 170.
Yeah, but then if you have more divisions, you have more belts you can chase after. You know what I mean? Like if it's not working at 155, you know, for a couple fights, okay, and then maybe I'm cutting too much weight. I need to go to 165. But the jump to like 155 to 170 is a huge, you know, it's much, you know, everybody thinks 5 pounds is a huge difference.
My head is registering like from kilos to pounds to kilos to pounds.
You've been out here too long.
Yeah. Like I think I just
you've been out here too long. But that's just the way I look at it. I think like they're not making enough money, these fighters. They don't make enough.
How do you know they're not making enough money?
I don't think they should be making way more than.
But how do you know what they're making? Though?
It's coming out. Like all this, the numbers are coming out.
What are you seeing?
Like in the lawsuit, they're coming out. Like all the numbers from like how much the fighters are getting.
Right, but check this out though. If you sign a contract for a certain amount, whose fault is that? It's not nobody's fault. You came into UFC low value and got a low value contract. There's lots of fighters that's happy as hell with the money they're making. And this is the problem for everybody. This is why it's not good to rush into the UFC. What you do is build up your record, build your resume on another promotion so you got more of a leverage. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, they're so excited to join the UFC, they jump in and take whatever contract they get. And then once their value start increasing, then they're like, damn, man, this is all I'm making. I'm super popular. But you already signed a 10-fight deal already.
Yeah.
So whose fault is it really? Nobody had to say yes to those contracts. Did they? Nobody forced them to sign those contracts.
Yeah, but there's no leverage that they have. You know what I mean?
Like, then don't fight for the UFC then.
That's the dream though. It's been sold to
then take the contract. At the end of the day, nobody's forced to do anything.
Oh, I know no one's forced. I'm saying though, but if there's like a promotion out there that's supposed to be the #1 promotion in the world, it's just like any other league. If you're the #1, you're probably most of the fighters that you have are the best in the world, right? So they should be earning the best amounts, right?
They are. Just because
I know
1, 2, 3, 4 people not happy with they making, that don't mean everybody's not making money. People's making money. People that increase their value and have leverage is making money. But if you don't bring nothing to the table, you can't expect the promotion to invest in you. And if you just come into the UFC and you fight a 10-fight deal for a low amount of money and they not willing to renegotiate, that is on you. Nobody's forced to do anything. And this is always a problem when I see same thing for actors. When actors talk about how they didn't make such and such for this movie or whatever, you signed that contract. You wasn't forced to do it. That's my mindset behind that, man. Like nobody's forced to do anything. Maybe at the time the money looked good at the time because they had nothing else. But don't complain. Don't complain later when you said yes the first time, you know? That's my thought.
Yeah.
So we say, should the UFC pay more because they make billions of dollars? Yeah, they can. But as a business, when guys are first coming in, if you're not a prospect, they might offer you the lowest contract they got. Yeah. You don't have to take it.
They're offering the lowest contracts on like the Contender Series.
They don't have to take that either.
Yeah, they don't have to take those contracts, of course. They could go fight, win.
I know a lot of guys I could get into the UFC right now, but they're like, nah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna fight some more and build up my record and stuff. Get your fan base up.
That's, you just mentioned I've talked about this before as well, about like people rushing into the UFC and almost like being rushed by other people as well. It's not even like they want to be in the UFC. That's kind of like their dream and whatnot. But it almost seems like, why are you going to go to the UFC and make the lowest amount of money and then cut after 3 fights?
But and I get it, man. A lot of these young fighters, once they hear the word UFC, they get excited and say yes, yes, yes to everything. I get it, but it's what a good management is for. You know what I'm saying? A good manager would tell you, let's wait, let's build up build up your record. Yeah, you know what it also is? A lot of people feel like if I don't take it now, I might not have that offer later on. I might regret it. but that's part of the game. You got to roll that dice and see what happens.
Yeah, it's fighting, man. It's much different. But my expectations, you know what I mean, of the UFC, because it's been around forever. You know what I mean, I've been covering the UFC for like 10 plus years, and it's almost like it's getting lower the pay, because the fighters used to get 75,000 for the bonus.
How much?
100,000, 50,000.
Really? They used to get 75,000?
They used to get 75. They used to get 100,000.
At what point was that?
That was when the Fertitas owned it.
Yeah, you got a source for that? That's what the bonus was at that time?
Yeah. We go back and watch the events. They show you the numbers. They say what the bonus is.
So back then, every bonus was minimum.
No, it changed. It changed, like 75 sometimes, 100,000 sometimes. It changed.
Yeah,
it all depends on the event.
That wasn't a standard bonus then. What you see now is a standard bonus. Maybe at those times, maybe whatever the event was, it was a little larger bonus. But I don't know. It's hard to say a promotion's not paying when you're not in it and you don't see everybody's check and you don't know what everybody's contract is. We can't just always go off of what an angry fighter is saying or what the internet is saying. You know, I feel that's what a lot of people do. Yeah. We just going off of what the comment section is saying, what social media is saying. Because there's a lot of people that's happy with the money they're making.
There is a lot of people. I'm not saying that there aren't people happy with the money that they're making, but I'm telling you, like 80% of the people. But you're right, they signed the contract. If you didn't want to get that, lower pay, then, But the thing is, there's another thing, another flip side to that too, is like if they go to another promotion, they might not even get paid the amount that the UFC offer them.
Hey,
right?
Man,
be grateful.
That's how, once again, you gotta build up your value.
Yeah,
that's.
And a lot of guys, I think that they get on like a 5-fight undefeated streak, and then they think that their value is like so high, or they just think that I don't know, man. Like I think so many fighters in the past 5 years since Contender Series started have been rushed to the UFC, and then their careers are short. Like, and they're talented kids, you know what I mean? But they just went there too young, and just got crushed.
Yeah, man. That's just the game, man. A lot of people like they doing well on these smaller promotions, and they start feeling themselves. They feel like they're untouchable, but the UFC is a different level, man. Mm-hmm. Everybody, even from the lowest ranks, all those guys are prospects also in their city. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, it is definitely tough. You train with a lot of UFC, like not UFC, MMA fighters back at home?
Yeah, we got some UFC, not UFC, we got some MMA fighters on the team, but they're not really doing jiu-jitsu like that though.
Yeah, that's one thing that I learned is like when you're not doing jiu-jitsu like that, and then you got someone like you who's like a specialist going against an MMA guy, it's always like, is that MMA guy gonna survive?
Yeah, man. I feel like for some reason MMA fighters, they don't take jiu-jitsu as seriously as striking, which I don't know why. But when they lose a fight due to submission, then they like, oh man, I gotta do more jiu-jitsu. But I feel like as a fighter, the goal should always be you want to be as well-rounded as possible. Mm-hmm. I just always thought that's everybody's mindset, but some people choose what's more important and what's not.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It seems like they have fallen in love. There's like this like whole trend of just like wanting to just be a striker. Even like jiu-jitsu guys, sometimes they kind of sway away from it to be more entertaining, I guess, so to say.
Yeah.
So they could brawl with people, you know? Who do you think are the best jiu-jitsu guys, like not jiu-jitsu guys, best grapplers, like right now out there not in grappling, but in MMA?
Let's see. Damn. I feel like right now the only person I've been consistently submitting people in their fights is Charles Oliveira. Mm-hmm. Even though he got submitted recently by Islam, I feel like out of everybody, from what I've seen, he been most consistent with submissions. But as you saw, he's able to get sub also.
Yeah, for sure. Have you watched Jalton Almeida, the heavyweight?
No.
He's like built like a light heavyweight, but he competes at heavyweight. He's like top 10 right now in the UFC. But all he does is just smother dudes, and sometimes submits them. But he can wrestle the heavyweights, and he's smaller than them.
Actually, I think I do know who you're talking about, but I think I know, but I don't remember his fight though.
Yeah, he's Brazilian. Like, man,
And he's like a shorter guy.
Yeah, shorter guy.
Yeah.
Just like he doesn't look. He looks like Jacare, second version of Jacare.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch him because like he has a legit ground game, and a lot of these heavyweights, man, they don't really grapple at all, man. He's been able to go in there and just kind of like steamroll through a lot of these dudes.
They're just trying to go in there and bang.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to bang. He's just like all right, did through, boom. He got him on the fence, got them on the back. He got really good top pressure as well. Like I'm interested to see if he can make it and become a champion in the UFC. What about like I don't know, like submission artists? It's hard to say who's like a, because it's not. I think like 5-10 years ago there were certain guys like more known for that. You know what I mean? More known for the submission.
Yeah, there was.
And now it's more of like the trend is like, oh, everybody wants to be a striker now. Everybody wants to brawl.
Honestly, I think the reason for that is 10 years ago, not everybody knew how to grapple.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys that didn't know how to grapple was the guys that was dominating. Think about it. Back then, there wasn't even that many wrestlers. Mm-hmm. It was guys like GSP and other guys that was wrestling. Now everybody pretty much well-rounded. So it's kind of harder to grapple now that everybody know how to do it.
Yeah, you can't even compare GSP with the guys that are fighting now. It's two different eras, right?
Yeah, but during his time, he was ahead of his time though. He was doing stuff that other people wasn't doing when he was fighting. He was a full package. He was mixing it up with the striking, kickboxing, wrestling. He had it all, and that's why he was better than a lot of people because he was ahead. People were still catching us, still trying to learn wrestling.
Have you done MMA?
Yeah, I used to fight MMA.
You used to.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide to not fight anymore?
My last fight in 2019, I had got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get knocked out, I think it's 45 days before fighting. Yeah. So I just had a lot of downtime, and I just started doing more jiu-jitsu, just stay active. And I just started liking jiu-jitsu, and I just fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and then it was just all jiu-jitsu from there. So it kind of, I kind of went away from MMA by accident. I didn't plan to it, but jiu-jitsu just felt fun, man, and just brought me more pleasure, and I was able to do it as much as I wanted to. I was able to compete every weekend. Versus MMA, you can't fight that often in MMA.
Do you ever miss MMA?
Nah, there was a few times I tried to go back, but I just didn't. It always felt forced, Felt like I was just forcing myself to do it. I never felt motivated and hyped to do it.
So you just do you not even train striking or nothing like that anymore?
Nope. It's all jiu-jitsu.
Damn, I see that, man. Like I was like all jiu-jitsu for a couple of years, then had a couple of injuries, and I was like, all right, let me switch. Yeah. Now I'm just doing striking, you know what I mean? Now I'm just doing like Muay Thai and boxing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it does, I don't know, like I'm not an MMA fighter, so I don't really need to do everything at once. It trips me out the people that don't compete and don't fight, but they train MMA. Like,
yeah. So the thing is, not everybody's looking to be a competitor. Yeah. Some people just want to do something, stay in shape. They just want to gain new skills. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's looking to be a fighter.
But it's rough on the body though for just being a regular, like I guess a regular citizen.
That's the life they chose,
Like they got all the same injuries as a MMA fighter, but they're not actually fighting. You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah, man. What's some of the bad injuries you got?
The worst that ever happened to me was a broken nose, and it wasn't even in a fight. It was doing training too. We was sparring. I went to shoot a double, and this idiot kneed me in the damn face. No knee pad on, no nothing, just straight clean knee.
And were you dazed? Like, what happened?
Nah, it wasn't days, but I don't even remember. That was a minute ago. Nah, I had to get like surgery and everything in my nose. It wasn't even one of those stuff where you just pop it back in. Like, it had to be a whole surgery.
But like in MMA, you never got a worse injury than that. Then wow, man, you see so many accidents. Did you hear about the dude that got like dumped in practice in the UK and broke his neck in
I heard
practice?
about that.
Yeah,
From
think-
MMA?
the MMA
Yeah.
fighter, yeah, for
Yes.
training.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, but he like broke his. I guess his like
Or
they
something.
lifted him up, like single leg lifted him up, and his arm got caught, so he couldn't like brace himself, and just got dumped like right on his head. Broke his neck.
Sound like a freak accident, but
Yeah,
when you train and it's still your responsibility to protect your partner, you know?
yeah, for sure. Oh, all right. So we were talking about this
Yeah.
earlier. Did you see on the news about the dudes that fucking got stabbed by the lady boys
No.
in Patong? This just happened like a couple of days ago.
Oh,
You didn't hear about this?
No.
All right, so I guess these dudes, like these British dudes, called some lady boys to come to their condo or whatever. So they come and then they have a dispute about the price, money,
Jeez.
changing, right?
Yeah.
So like they get in a full-on brawl with the lady boys, and the lady boys was handling them. Like one of the lady boys pulled out the shank and like stabbed the dude. You know what I mean? Like it went far. Like they showed the pictures.
Did he kill him?
No. But it's got to be embarrassing, man.
Wait, so what was the whole thing though? They was praising the lady boys, or
No, they were.
He was trying to have a good
He was
time.
trying to have a good time, and then the money exchange. You know.
no? I'm saying what social media or society is doing? Are they praising the lady boys for handling?
No,
the
it's just
dudes?
news. It's just news.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I didn't look in the comments.
Did
or
they
anything
get
like
locked up or anything?
that. I don't think so.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, they had pictures of the room. It was destroyed. Like everything was broken. Yeah, they went at it. It was like 3-on-3.
Damn. A lady boy brawl.
It was a 3-on-3?
Yeah, it was 3-on-3 because there's 3 dudes too.
I thought it was one dude.
No, one dude got stabbed.
One dude got stabbed,
Yeah,
bro.
and
What is going on out
And
here?
the others got like injuries. That's what it said. The others got injuries, but one got
I
stabbed.
wonder what kind of lady boys they called over.
I know, man.
Man, you mean to tell me
They were
3
ex-fighters or something. I
grown
don't know
men.
what happened, but that's crazy, right? Yeah, man.
They forgot who they was dealing with.
Yeah,
Wasn't expecting that power
for real.
to come out.
Are you
That's
watching the UFC? You watch it kind of closely or not?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Mhm.
You follow it.
Yeah.
So have you seen like what's coming up this weekend?
What's this weekend? Yeah, I don't know what's this weekend.
Oh, they got the Apex card. So they got Jairzinho Rosenstrike, the heavyweight against Shamil.
Oh, the small cards. Nah, I don't really pay attention to the small cards like that.
Yeah. So you're more like if there's a big fight or like
like the pay-per-views
and stuff like that. Yeah. It can be exhausting to be watching everything, right?
Nah, not really. It's because it's just sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People sit in bars and watch basketball and football all day for hours. It's just regular sports. Actually, shit, I wish there was more big fights every weekend.
Yeah. Well, big fights, you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
Not the smaller cards.
Yeah, big fights.
Yeah. Well, that's
I don't mind the smaller cards as long as it's people that I actually want to see.
Yeah. Well, I watch all the cards. Like, I don't know. I just enjoy watching all the cards. Like here, it's especially nice because you just wake up on Sunday morning and turn on the TV and the fights are on live. And you just watch them from bed. You don't have to watch it at a bar or nothing like that, right? So it makes it pretty easy.
Oh,
but
it's free out here, the pay-per-views?
in certain sites, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, but like you could get like those TV, memberships for like $10 a month and get that, right? But this weekend they got the heavyweight bout. They got Tyson Pedro coming back. They got this dude. Maybe you'll remember him because I think he'll be pretty big. Is Vitor Petrino? They call him the next Vitor Belfort.
That's what
You know what I'm talking about?
he's the next
He's Brazilian too.
Yeah. Brazilian just
Why they call him the next Vitor Belfort?
because he's just built.
He look like him.
No, he don't even look like him, but he's
Oh.
just built and he's just
Fighting
a berserker.
style.
Yeah. The dude's a finisher. I don't even think I think he's undefeated as well. He's fighting Tyson Pedro.
I remember watching Vito growing up, man. He had such a blitzing style.
Have you grappled Makayev when you've been out here?
Who?
Mohammed Makayev,
Who's that?
the Dagestani, the flyweight.
Maybe I've seen him, but just don't know him by
Yeah,
name.
for sure.
He trains out here in Bangkok.
He did a couple times. He came out here, but half the time he's training at Tiger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably haven't met him then.
Faraz Zahabi's brother is fighting this weekend, and he's a UFC fighter as well. Ayman Zahabi.
Okay,
What guys do you usually train with, like MMA guys in your area? Any that I would know, you think?
Yeah, Cody Steele, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's the only like notable person I could think of in my city that I train with.
Is he from the same gym as you?
Nah, but we cross train together. I cross train at his gym all the time.
What is that? Downstairs, it says. Yeah, go downstairs.
Bro, you still got your food yet? What you been doing this whole time?
Playing with me now. They canceled.
What are you doing, man?
No, I had to record.
What? Umar's brother is fighting too. Umar's brother, Habib's. I think his brother. Or
okay.
Umar.
He's undefeated, right?
Yeah, he's undefeated.
Oh yeah,
he's pretty good. But the crazy part is he's ranked, but he's fighting a dude that just got signed by the UFC, like a debut guy.
Wait, he's ranked?
Yeah, Umar's ranked.
What is he ranked?
He's like 14 or something like that. 15, 13, 14.
Yeah,
there.
but he in top 10 though.
Yeah, but the dude just got signed.
Oh,
like he hasn't even had one fight in the UFC. So
yeah, that's
odd.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, very weird. Eric Anders.
Yeah, I know him.
Eric Anders. He's fighting as well. Jamie Pickett. I think Anders probably will do good in that fight. Jamie Pickett, he's like a good opponent for Anders because Anders likes to go in there and just throw heavy.
Yeah.
And I think Jamie Pickett will stand in the pocket and try to fight him like that. Who else is there? Do you ever go out to Dallas and train?
Nah. Yeah, I've done some jiu-jitsu in Dallas before.
Mm-hmm.
Now with no MMA fighters or nothing. No.
Yeah. Have you ever been to like Fortis?
No.
That's like a closed place, right?
If it's close,
not closed. Like it doesn't. They don't just like people just don't train.
I don't have nothing. I don't know nothing about that gym, but I know there's a lot of serious fighters there though. So I can only assume, they got like private training and things like that.
Yeah. Are most gyms like this gym here, like the Thailand gyms? Do you think?
What's that?
Like it just like everybody just comes in and just trains. There's a schedule. There's not like
that's usually how all gyms is.
That's all gyms are like that,
right?
Mm-hmm. Because I've been like I'll talk to somebody about like AKA, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, you can't train with the pros. You have to be like, you got to be, I guess.
I heard of stuff like
in or whatever you want to
call it.
I heard of
stuff like I guess I'm pretty sure if you're a pro fighter, they're not gonna keep you with amateurs.
Yeah.
Probably when you first sign up, you stay in some regular class for a while, and then probably get invited to like the pro training sessions or something. But I'm pretty sure if you're already a pro fighter, it's not gonna take that long. But they probably just need to get to know you, make sure you're good for the team, and not just there to fucking hurt people and just cause chaos.
Yeah, true. That's what Vegas is like from what I hear. Yeah. But when you did fight MMA, where were you training?
I was training in El Paso, man. El Paso, Texas, a small little city in Texas. Wasn't really much at the time. Wasn't much MMA fighters out there. Wasn't much gyms out supporting MMA. So, making it work with what I had.
And now you just do purely jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And you're making a career out of it, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how has that been?
Been pretty good, man. pretty much do what I want. A lot of events where they paying good money for like winning the bracket or just getting a purse to compete. It's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like jiu-jitsu, like the money's getting better. You know what I mean? Like, what are the prizes like nowadays?
There's some tournaments that they giving like a 16-person bracket when they get 10K.
Mhm.
Let's say you got one match, you might get a little. It's different money based on a promotion and based on who you are in the match. Different money, but there is a lot of tournaments that have a large prize for the winner.
Have you been out to like the Middle East and competed?
No,
not yet.
Mm-mm.
That's something that is that on like some on the list of things that you want to do.
I mean, if there's a tournament, I'm down to do a tournament wherever, but I'm not trying to go to no damn Pakistan and do no jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. There's certain locations that you wouldn't mind so much, right? But
yeah,
there's certain ones where you're like,
where I want to go is I want to go to Brazil. I think that'd be pretty cool. Go to Brazil, train in Brazil, do some tournaments in Brazil, just chill, vacation.
Is there any place you would want to go in Brazil to train?
Wherever the good gyms is at, wherever tourists is welcome, wherever. I don't know Brazil enough to be able to pinpoint places, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you reached out to people, it wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a few people from Brazil on my page or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It wouldn't be that difficult. Then what's the plans like? You're gonna go compete at ADCC, and then after that you're gonna shoot back to the States, or
yeah, man. I leave sometime next month. So yeah, do that one last tournament, chill out for a few more days, and boom, back to America.
And then are there more tournaments that you're planning on hitting
in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always tournaments, man. There's always something going on every month. And I'm trying to stay busy because that's what I like to do. I just like competing. Yeah, that's just really what I like to do is competing.
With the competitions, do you just apply for it, or do mostly they're inviting you to come out?
Depends on the tournament. If it's an open tournament, then you could apply. But if it's like one of those invitationals, you gotta get invited or something like that.
Are they still doing the EBIs?
Yeah, they still doing EBIs.
Oh, they do. They still do.
Not that much, but here and there they will pop out with an EBI tournament.
Is that something you've done before, or?
I've done other EBI tournaments, but I never did the main one that you're thinking about with Eddie Bravo and them.
And do you like that rule set better?
Yeah, I don't mind it as a competitor, but as a spectator, I wouldn't want to watch it.
Okay. Why is that?
Because EBI rule set could get very boring. A lot of guys will stall just to get to OT. And then let's say you had like a high pace regulation. The match, like in regulation, was high pace. Now we get to OT. The OT just slows everything down. So you went from being excited watching, but now it's OT, and now it's just slow and boring.
I didn't even think of that watching the EBIs. What you just said, stalling out until you go to the OT. Then the
because there's lots of guys that's really good at the EBI OT.
Yeah,
and they will just stall, get there, boom, Rene could choke somebody in his over.
I didn't even think of that. Like they just stall out. They're so good on the back or in that armbar position where it's just like, just let me in that position and I got it.
And that's the flaw with a lot of these rule sets. There's always a way where people can try to, find a way.
Yeah. Then what's the best rule set do you think, like, to compete under?
I think the best rule set, I kind of want to say ADCC rule set, but even that gets a little annoying sometimes. Many times in these ADCC rules matches, there's too much disputes. You know what I'm saying? That rule set leave too much openings for arguments with the ref and judges and the competitor, because you gotta really trust the the referee or the judge to really pay attention to what they're doing. There's a lot of times those people slip up and they will cost you the match because of their mistake.
Does that happen a lot, like disputes at tournaments? Maybe even small ones, you know what I mean? Like, is that something that...
Yeah, disputes happen all the time, but I see it happen the most in ADCC tournaments.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like maybe there's more on the line, and then that's why maybe there's more disputes, or is it's just flawed?
I'm just a rule set, man. It just it leaves too much openings for people to cry about something, or people to, or like I said, the judge or referee to make a mistake.
Yeah.
When you have a strictly sub-only rule set, ain't much opportunities for mistakes.
Well, hey, if anybody that's in Phuket or even near Phuket, come watch. Go to the ADCCs. Come and watch perform, and we're gonna watch Quentin eat. His food finally got here, and I think it's about time to shut it down because he spent the whole hour going in and out. But anyways, make sure you guys go in the descriptions, download the All-Star app, and follow these boys. And we'll be back next week on Monday with some more. Later.